nice to meet you, sir. Thanks for coming in there. Let's talk about renewable energy. Are we too late to the party? Are we just before the party? Or are we at the perfect time?
I think it's a perfect time. I think Europe tends to be a little farther ahead of us. We have arrived in the US over the last 2 to 3 years, and Asia to follow. And that's why APEC is going on right now in San Francisco. This zero emission revolution is not going to stop. And we can see based on the latest, incentive program that was offered last year under IRA, offering 30% investment tax credit is basically an evidence of that. All these incentives are going on around the world, accelerating decarbonization. We have some ambitious goals. 90% of the world has to reach net zero or has net zero commitments.
So I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let's talk about that. Is that a reasonable expectation? Because net zero would mean we couldn't make any more plastic steering wheels. We couldn't make any more tires. I mean, is that an impossible goal, or are we just setting the goal so large that we want to try to get to some place close to that?
Well, there are some that are more ambitious than others. And if we start, let's say, with zero waste, which California has by reducing organic waste diversion from the landfills by 75% in 2025, I don't think that's achievable. 100% diversion of organic waste from landfills, again, by 2030, that's going to be very ambitious. But I don't think there is just going to be one solution that's going to address all the problems that we're facing with climate change. So I think it's going to take multitude of solutions, and don't think solar or wind or storage is going to address everything. So there's going to have more solutions to come into the mix.
So your technology focuses on a platform, correct?
Well, we started, as literally repositioning the company that was a market cap entity into becoming a product development accelerator to support startups and innovators with productization of their technologies. And through that process, we came across General Electric Heat Recovery Solutions, which we acquired in 2016. And we started on this journey and became a clean energy technology. But the idea of the business and the vision remained the same. We wanted to be a platform, a marketplace for clean energy solutions, hence the name Clean Energy Technologies. And we've been organically growing. We are also rolling up companies into this, entity and platform or a marketplace. And also we're forming a lot of synergistic strategies or relationships along this process.
Kam, can you explain waste to energy power generation for our viewers?
Wow.
Yeah, so one of the main technologies that we acquired from GE is a waste heat generator. Basically, to put it simply, it's the reverse of air conditioning. So you use electricity to generate cooling in an air conditioning system. With waste heat recovery, you use heat to generate electricity. Essentially, what you do is you take any form of thermal energy. By the way, 75% or 70% of the power generated in the US is wasted in a form of thermal energy or wasted heat. So there's a lot of opportunity there. So what we do is, and that heat could be in the form of flue gas coming off the stack at any industrial facility, such as smelters, food processing entities, or it could be in the form of steam. By the way, most of this power is being generated by fossil fuels. So what we do is we capture that heat and we convert that through a process called organic Rankine cycle, where we use a refrigerant within the system to heat and then turn it into high pressure vapor, which turns this magnetic bearing turbine, which is a proprietary technology with 27 global patents that GE acquired from the inventor with over 100 installations worldwide. This turbine, what makes it really unique, it's maintenance free, it's frictionless, basically it's hermetically sealed, doesn't require any maintenance, there are no moving parts. So this turbine generates 140 kilowatts of power, and then we reject that heat back to its liquid form. So essentially it's a closed loop system.
Yeah.
California has aggressive goals to reach zero waste by 2030. Do you think that's a feasible goal? Or should we just kill Costa
now?
I don't think they would get there. And I think they started by incentivizing the renewable natural gas and looking at food waste as a primary source and offsetting that against transportation fuel. and using it to replace CNG with RNG, which is renewable natural gas, and selling RNG or purchasing RNG at $75 per MMBTU, which was very lucrative. That's why you saw a lot of these anaerobic digestion farms in Inland Empire. But now they're realizing that they've hit a saturation level with that. And what are you going to do with the ag waste or green waste, municipality green waste or forestry waste?
Right.
And that's where we're coming into play. We're trying to introduce our HTAP system that we just rolled up last year. It's a decomposition of organic materials that don't qualify to be either composted or go through the anaerobic digester.
Hey, Kam Mahdi, CEO of Clean Energy Technologies, stock symbol CETY?
CETY.
There you go. Kam, I have a question for you. What is the adoption rate going? Because everything you're saying makes all the sense in the world. What is the encode decoder? Are they accepting this? Because I feel like does it smell smoky in here? Does it smell smoky everywhere?
Kind of hang your head in shame a little bit.
Because you think in terms of you're developing a 2.2 million watt small power plant. Is the world ready for that? Because I hope it is. So what's the adoption rate on this?
If it was easy, everyone would do it, right?
Right.
So we are, there's been 6 of these plants installed in Europe, and that's why we rolled up this company and brought it into our portfolio of technologies that we're offering. So but you always need a performing asset in the US to even be able to launch these projects and finance them. So we are launching a project in Vermont, which kind of resembles California. They're very progressive. It's a biomass plant that converts the local waste wood from the region into 2.2 megawatts of electricity and also biochar. The project itself just received a power purchase agreement from the local utility for $53 million. There are some additional carbon credits that can be sold that would add another $20 million to the cash flow. So, these models financially obviously have to work and they have to be heavily incentivized. The problem is in California that the word pyrolysis doesn't really sit well with the legislators. And when Cal Recycle, who manages all the organics in California and came up with this zero waste goal by 2030, didn't really take this other kind of waste into consideration, which, the ones that I was talking about, the ones that are not wet enough to go into digesters, for instance. And so we are working, in fact, I'm in San Francisco right now talking to legislators. We are talking to the state about adopting new technologies such as ours, because we're getting it across the finish line in Vermont, and we're almost done with our permitting process, and the construction should commence in March. So we're hoping that we bring this technology to California and have them adopt and accept and as one of the best available control technologies.
Hey, Kam, can we get you to come to San Diego? I mean, we broadcast all over the country, all over the world, but I'd love to get you to come down here next week. Honestly, I
was supposed to be. Sorry, I was supposed to be in the city,
what
and I love the band.
Man?
I want to come.
This is a national TV show.
I want to come and see the band live.
Who do you think you're talking to? Kid, will you come down? Will you come down again, please? Honestly.
I live in Newport, and our facility is in Irvine. So we're
Rhode Island's a long ways away, right? Newport, Rhode Island? Oh, Newport Beach. I'm here. We'll see you next Tuesday. By the way, and thanks for donating $100,000 to MikeCosta.com.
Maybe after Thanksgiving.
Kam Mahdi.